Hey guys, in this video I am going over 3 of the best autism test sites that you can use right now, right at home. All that coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the TheAspieWorld. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of content. So if you're new around here and you want to learn more, remember to hit that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell so you don't miss another video. And also, if you're watching over on Facebook, be sure to give this page a like and a follow to see weekly videos just like this one. Let's get it on. I wanted to do a video for a while on autism test sites because I've mentioned autism test websites in the past. I've done a couple of videos on autism tests. I think I did a video of me actually taking an autism test. I don't know if I haven't, that's coming up. But in general, I wanted to share with you guys some of the best websites that I've found. So I'm going to record the screen of my iPad so we can go through some of the best sites that I've come across so you can actually test autism at home. And when I say test, I mean using the AQ test, which is the autism quotient test, not actually testing, you know, it's not an official kind of like test. Although when you do your official test or your official assessment, they do use an AQ test whilst doing that. So it's kind of a good one to get you prepped for doing it. But if you're just sitting at home and you want to know, hey, is there a website I can check, see if I'm on the autism spectrum? This is the closest you're going to get to getting an answer, pretty decent answer actually. So before we go any further guys, if you haven't already, I actually post a lot of other information on my social media channels like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok and Facebook. So if you haven't already, go check them out, give me a follow on those platforms. I love reaching out and talking to you guys, so feel free to drop me a DM or a comment whenever you want, or a tweet, and let's have a conversation. Right then, clear my throat because, you know, gotta stay hydrated. Okay, so here are like the 3 most epic autism sites. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go on my screen and record my screen so you guys can see the websites. Okay, so the first one we're looking at here is Clinical Partners. Now, Clinical Partners is a website that has a bunch of other things on it. It's not just an autism website for taking a test. As you can see, I'm on the test page here, but it's not the only test. It's not the only thing on here. So you've got like information for children, you know, Asperger's syndrome, anxiety, all kinds of stuff. Now, if you also look here, there's NHS partnerships, which is basically the UK's NHS partnership stuff. So yeah, I thought it'd be really cool to go through this one and yeah, and show you guys what it's like. So this is what you presented with the test. So it's for adults, and then there's autism, Asperger's, and there's basically a test. This one is go through questions, and you can say like, you know, I prefer to do things. So basically what happens is, you know, I'm not going to actually, all right, so I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others, I definitely agree. And so basically you can see how it goes through these questions, right? You can go back and redo different answers. So it goes through these questions, and at the end of the 30 questions, which I'm not going to go through with all 30 of them because we'll be here forever, but at the end of all 30 of these questions, it gives you kind of like an outcome, which I'll just skip across to just like, I'll click anything just to make sure that like, you know, we can get an answer here. So basically what happens is right at the end of this type of questionnaire, they give you kind of an outcome, a video outcome, which is like a score of somewhere between, I don't know, whatever it is, and 30. I think they might either do a percentage. This one specifically, we'll find out right now how this one does. So so this one tells you, so you can see here this chart, it says no tendencies is 0 to 7 points, common is 8 to 12, slight tendencies is 13 to 15, borderline is 16 to 19. This one went as 20. I wasn't actually trying, so but this says strong likelihood is 20 to 30. So I guess this is how this one works, this test, and you can take the test again and review your answers. I would actually, this is really interesting. It has a little thing here. It says, like, give us a call, and we can, they've got trained clinicians that can talk to you about, you know, what you're feeling about this test, which is absolutely amazing. So definitely check this one out. And by the way, guys, every single one of these that I'm showing you is going to be linked in the description below, because I want you guys to have the ability to go and choose whichever one of these you fancy, because at the end of the day, this is for you. So a slightly different take. Number 2 is the website called Additude, so it's like Additude, and Additude Mag, which is the website we're using here, which I'll turn on my screen recorder and then we'll jump into the screen. Okay, so here we go. So this one is slightly different, right? This one is an AQ test as well, but this one kind of has like more like radio buttons. So as you can see on here, you know, you can answer like, you know, do you enjoy inventing your own words? you know, you can do from very often to never, and there's like, you go all the way down to these things, then you submit your answer. How many questions are here? There's 17 here. So let's just do like, I'll just type anything in just so we can get to see how their system works, right? So we do radio buttons, and this is another thing, like when you're doing these tests, you have to be honest with yourself and be as honest as possible, because it's the only way it's going to reflect if you're honest. Don't kind of like try and think, oh, I wonder what the answer would be to make myself, you know, less or more on the spectrum. It doesn't, you know, that kind of thing doesn't really work with a test like this. So let's see what happens when we click the results. So your answers to the autism symptoms test for adults. Let's try and find out where this one is now. So the test score is, I've lost the test score. Why is this not working? Oh, crud, has it emailed to me? Oh, here we go. Your score was 44 out of 88. The higher the potential total, the greater likelihood is that you're on the autism spectrum. Okay, so this one actually shows that out of 44, out of 88, I got 44, which is halfway, because I just clicked the middle answer, right? But it actually goes through the different ones, what you answered and stuff down here. So it's kind of cool. You can go sit back and like review this as well, depending on what the answer outcomes will be. This one's quite more of a, this is a quicker one, I suppose, than an easier one. But I wanted you to know that like there are different options and not all of them the same. So like, you know, we got 20 in the last one, that was 20 out of 30, but this one is like 44 out of 88. So like there's no like strict pattern to these tests. That's why I'm doing different ones. So I really think that when you're, I would, if I was you, I would try out all of them, you know, like why not? I mean, they're all there to be used, so why not use all of them, you know? And it's not like you have an affinity towards any one test. If I was you guys, and if you're in a position where you're thinking, hey, do I want to check see if I'm on the autism spectrum and blah blah blah, then I would just say, yeah, okay, I'll just do as many as possible and see what the answers are. Okay, so the third one I'm talking about here is the Psych Central, which is a weird name for a website, but they do have an Asperger's autism test here, which is kind of like a quick test. Let's see how many questions are in this one. So I'm just going to head over to my iPad here now, record the screen, and I will jump onto the iPad. Okay, so this is, how many questions is this one? Okay, this one's 14 questions, so let's go through, we'll do this one together now, why not? Okay, so I am 34, I know guys, I'm sorry, 34 years old, and I am male. Is it difficult for me to understand how other people are feeling when they're talking? Oh yeah, totally true. And this is interesting. See how they're asking true both now when I was younger and now, which is really interesting. Number two, some ordinary textures do not bother me and feel very offensive when they touch my skin. I don't know. This is a weird question. Oh, others. Oh, I forgot that word. Okay, so others. This is both true. Yeah. It's very difficult for me to work and function in groups. 100%. It's difficult to figure out what the other people expect from me. 100%. I have no idea what people think. I often don't know how to act in social situations. Very true. I can chat and make small talk. Nope, never. I'm really terrible at small talk. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down. Yeah, that's very true. I still do it now. And actually, for your information, I did a video all about autism shutdowns, and I will leave it in a link in a card above here and on the end screen, so you guys can check that video out after watching this one. How to make friends in socialized situations? It's difficult. It's very much a mystery to me. When talking to somebody, I have a hard time telling them when it's my turn to talk. Yeah, it's difficult because I end up just talking over everybody. Sometimes I have to cover my ears I wear headphones. I did a whole video on sensory headphones. It can be very hard to read someone's face. I don't even know my own family's faces sometimes. I actually go off people's voices and shoes. I know it sounds a bit weird, but sometimes they change their shoes. I have to go off their voice. I focus on detail rather than the overall. Yep. I take things too literal. Yep. I get extremely upset when I like to do things in silly changes. 100%. Okay, so score my short autism quiz. The results of your quiz is 42. Autism likely. What does this mean? 42 out of 100%. Is that what that means? I don't actually know. 100%? I scored 42. I scored 100% on this. So 31 and up is autism likely. Okay, well obviously that makes sense because I have an autism diagnosis, but based upon your response to screening, okay. Interesting. There you go. So there you have it, guys. 3 pretty awesome, wicked autism tests. And I did the last one with you guys so you can actually go through it. If you have any other sites that you could recommend that are as cool as this one and as cool as the other 2 that I've shown to help you identify if you have characteristics of autism and if you may be on the spectrum, please pop it in a comment down below. I read and respond to every single one, and by helping the community out by talking and sharing, I think would be amazing. And yeah, that'll be awesome. So guys, if you think this video can add value to somebody, please share it on Twitter and Facebook. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time, guys.